Happening right now, President Trump is in Beijing for a series of meetings with Chinese President Xi Jinping, and part of the agenda is trade. The president's 2025 tariffs left the relationship pretty fractured there. So President Trump wants to boost the American economy by increasing trade and investment with China. But several lawmakers worry the opposite will happen, saying if China moves into the U.S. manufacturing industry, it could squeeze out the American auto industry. Joining me now is one of the congressmen who opposes that trade with China, and that's Republican Mike Kelly of Pennsylvania. He's also co-chair of the House Automotive of the U.S. China Summit. Congressman, welcome to the show, sir. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you, Mark. It's great to be with you.
So you spearheaded this letter to Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent and Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick ahead of the president's visit to China. Just for starters, what concerns did you lay out to them?
You know, our main concerns is, China has a different economic program than we do. Everybody that makes a car in America has got to be profitable. In China, you can absolutely keep the price down because they subsidize everything. If we lose market share, we lose our ability to produce everything that we need to produce in order to stay safe. So I would say be very careful of any agreement you make with China and thinking that they're actually going to keep up their end of the bargain. Being in the automobile industry all my life, my parents started this business in 1953. The strength of America has always been our ability to manufacture whatever we need and whatever numbers we need. I do not want to have any type of relationship with somebody who says, I want to have a deal with you. Now, keep in mind, I'm going to subsidize my product. You're going to have to remain profitable. At the end of the day, what happens? If you're not profitable, you go out of business and you lose market share. If we lose market share, we lose the ability to defend our country.
Yep. Some are arguing that keeping Chinese EVs out raises prices for American consumers. What's your response to that argument, sir?
Well, first of all, I think this is overblown about how big the EV market is. But I would just say with China, be careful who you let in because it will start as a small percentage and it'll grow. It'll go from EVs to everything else that we produce. So again, being cautious, I'll tell you that we have a guy who is at the table right now, and the art of the deal is always what the president has talked about and through his whole life. I would be very careful with China. China's goals are not to just compete with us. China's goals are to completely overwhelm us. And at the end of the day, they will be the strongest economy in the world. They can put us out of business because they can sell at a loss. We will not sell at a loss. We have to remain profitable. And the other thing that concerns me is the United Auto Workers, the people in America, the unions that we need to support at every turn. We got to protect our market, because the rest of the world depends on the United States. If something goes wrong anywhere globally, the first responders are Americans. Our ability to outproduce has been one of the keys and when it comes to our national defense. So I think we need to be very careful when we talk with these people, knowing that at the end of the day, they don't want to get along with us. They don't want to compete with us. They want to completely dominate the world economy. So with that in mind, and again, I say you have a guy at the table right now who knows the art of the deal.
When you penned this letter and you talk about this warning with Chinese electric vehicles, I know you're talking about American profitability. I'm curious, for American drivers who drive some of these cars, are there specific threats that we should also be worried about with these cars, sir?
Yeah, well, I've never quite understood. I know there's a market for electric vehicles. I don't think it's as big as people would like to. Some people would say, oh, no, this is going to dominate in our future. It's not. But I will go back to the most important thing about America and our ability to outproduce our enemies, our ability to stay the strongest country in the world, the strongest nation in the world because of our policies. And I don't want to compromise on any of those things because 250 years, we've led the world. There's been more people trying to come to America for opportunity than any place else in the world. We have to be very careful of who it is that we're sitting across the table from and knowing that their long-range plans are to completely eliminate us on the world stage as a manufacturer, as a chief economy. And I think if we're not aware of that, then we should wake up and smell the coffee right now. It's brewing. My concern is always going to be the same. It's going to be for my children, my grandchildren, and in respect to the people who've given their lives in the past to keep us free and to keep us in a position that we can be the leading producer in the world. I don't want to cede any of that to anything. Our concern, again, as automakers, as auto dealers, let's not cede market share to anybody else. I would defy anybody to tell me, go to China and see how many Chevrolets you see on the ground. See how many Fords you see on the ground. See how many Chrysler products you see on the ground. See, we're still honest. And a lot of people are making deals in order to get to a price that is attractive. I would rather look at things as I want to make a deal to make us stronger in every sense of it.
Well, we'll see just how this summit changes the game when it comes to the auto industry. Just a bigger picture here, sir, while I still have you. Your hopes for the results of this summit. I know a lot of Americans here at home hoping and praying that the Strait of Hormuz gets reopened so that our energy prices come back down. Do you think that this meeting with China, is this our Hail Mary chance at reopening the strait? And how worried are you about fighting resuming if diplomacy with China or diplomacy with Iran doesn't stick?
I think diplomacy is a great word as long as whoever you're sitting across the table from actually has the same goals as you do. If our goal has always been to be the strongest country in the world so that we can protect the world and protect our own country, then who are you sitting across the table from? And do they have those same desires? Do they want to really do that? And when I look at the Strait of Hormuz, these are international waters. There should be no question about what is going on right now in the Strait of Hormuz. That should never have been closed to begin with. Only America will open it. And as you look around the world, we're the only people that show up when there's a crisis. Other people come in afterwards. When you're holding the trophy high, they want to get in the picture, say, oh, yeah, I was part of that team. You know what? Actions speak louder than words. I would like to see the rest of the world, because everybody's in the same boat, no pun intended, and we are not being able to do what we need to do. I am amazed at the fact that so much of the world has not jumped on board with us. I refuse to be held captive by a country whose desire is to completely eliminate us from ever being a part of the world economy again.
And a lot more words to be exchanged and coming on day 2 tomorrow of these face-to-face meetings. Congressman Mike Kelly, thank you for your time, sir, as always. It's good to see you.
Thank you.